It was a foggy evening in the woods, and Leo was lost once again. He had traveled through the woods countless times, and still he could not remember where he was. He was panicked, and he was afraid. There were strange noises echoing in the air. There were creatures in the trees, watching Leo closely. He'd felt like he'd already been to this part of the woods 100 times, like he was running in a circle. His breathing became fast, his head was becoming blurry, his heart raced in his chest. He was terrified of being lost. I really should stop coming in here, he thought. This forest is no place for a man like me. I'm a wuss. The trees were so tall they seemed to reach up to the sky. There were glowing fairies and wisps floating all around, and Leo felt relaxed by them. He wasn't used to feeling relaxed. Leo found his way through a clearing in the thick trees. There was light beaming down from the sky. The trees swayed back and forth in the gentle breeze. There was a tree stump in the clearing, and on the stump sat a large wolf. He stared straight at Leo. Leo drew his sword slowly and carefully. He'd encountered wolves in the forest many times, and they had a bad habit of being violent. But as soon as he was about to make a move, the wolf stood up. "I know you're lost in here," the wolf said slowly. "All the trees and brambles and clearings seem like a blur to you, do they not?" Leo stood his ground. His heart was beating fast in his chest. He'd never heard a wolf speak before, and he was terrified. "I don't have time for games with you, beast," Leo said loudly. "If I don't get out of here soon, I'm seriously going to flip out." The wolf smiled. "Why must you always assume the worst of things?" he asked. "Have you tried breathing? Whenever I can't catch a meal, I take a few long, slow breaths, relax, and my next attack is all the more focused." "I don't need to breathe," Leo said. "I'm fine. I'm in top shape. I'm an adventurer, for crying out loud." He held his ground and pointed his sword at the wolf. "Even adventurers need to relax every once in a while," the wolf chuckled. "Throw a blanket on, start a fire, have some tea. What good is a life of adventuring if you can't take time to enjoy a good kettle of tea every once in a while?" the wolf laughed. "Tell me how to get out of here then," Leo said. "I really want to get out of here." The wolf looked to the left of the trees, and Leo followed his gaze. Suddenly, the trees all began to part themselves, and a path was revealed. "I used to be a total psycho like you," the wolf said. "But once I learned how to relax, all the paths in life sort of just opened up." Leo was astounded. He sheathed his sword and looked down the path. At the end of it, he could see his cottage. Leo took a deep breath and felt the warm air of the woods. He felt the light and the wisps and the gentle breeze again. He felt comforted. Maybe that wolf was right, he thought to himself. He turned around to thank the wolf, but the creature was gone. All he saw was a very, very large bird in the sky, high above the trees. He smiled and began his walk towards his cabin. A cup of tea sounded nice.